Hello there, I'm Boo, or Jamie, and I like drawing, maximizing my hours in all the Pokemon games to find shinies, and I like to complain about lore in World of Warcraft. Hello, and welcome back to a new episode on the channel. Today it's not Wednesday, it's actually Thursday. Yesterday we were very busy with a lot of dungeons in the Burning Crusade, but today we're gonna look if we can maybe get a very special mount from this pretty boy over here. So let me quickly end this poor Titan's life. His very short life, might I add. And let's see if he has something special for us. No, he does not. But no matter, on to the next character. Alright, second time's the charm, obviously. Can't ever drop on the first character of the week. Has to be the second one, everybody knows that. Bam! But that is absolutely no problem, because the character that was always the luckiest was my mage anyway, so give her a second and she's gonna bring that beauty home. Alright, let's go. There's also not a mount, that's so strange. Alrighty, the good thing is we don't only have Antaurus on our list for today, because just like I said in my last video, we still have a lot of Outland stuff to do. And now you're saying, but Boo, why are we in Orgrimmar if we have Outland stuff to do? Well, the thing is, one of the Outland stuff that is still on our list is Karazhan, and Karazhan is famously located on Azeroth and not on the Outlands. And since we're a little horde character, we have a little bit of a longer travel to get to the old castle. Would you consider Karazhan to be a castle? I don't know, that big building with a big tower. So first we're gonna catch the Zeppelin to Gromgol, because currently no mage was available to port me to Stoneart. But no matter, because we have that Crusader aura not for naught. And yes, today we're not gonna run through dungeons, today we're gonna run through raids, because it's BC week, so we're gonna do everything that is Burning Crusade. And now I'm gonna be a very strong boy and ignore all of the iron deposits that gonna spawn underneath me and just zoom over to Karazhan. And right from the get-go, I'm gonna show you a little trick that you can definitely use while the reputation buff is up. Because the thing about Karazhan is that it has an intense amount of trash. Even if you don't kill any of the bosses and you can only access the lower levels of Karazhan, there is so much trash in this instance that without much of a hassle you can easily get exalted with the Violet Eye, which is the reputation that you get in here, without ever pretty much killing any of the bosses. So the first part that we're gonna clear out are the 7 quarters. Down here we have a lot of trash that is also very nice if you know your way around skinning, because you can skin all of these animals and make a really good buck with the Outlands leather. And also down here a rare mob spawns as soon as you have killed enough of the creatures around. And this can be one of 4 different rare mobs actually, and each of them has different transmog gear that can drop. And if you want to farm for a specific rare mob, then after you cleared out this part, you just go out of here again, reset the instance and clear the entire part again and again and again. But for now we're just gonna continue on our little rampage to kill all of the trash. And because we want to have as much trash available as possible once we have reset this instance, we're going to refrain from killing Midnight. This horse, by the way, drops itself as a mount, in case you didn't know, which is a very easy farm because it is basically the first boss of the raid and you can just waltz in here with every single character. As you can see, I'm level 41 and I'm one-shotting everything in here, so you can really farm this mount with everything you have. Also, don't forget to loot all of these enemies, because all of them can drop very rare transmog items and recipes, which you either want to learn yourself or sell them on the auction house. And onwards we go to the banquet hall. Here you have to be a little bit careful, especially if you're a class like me and have an AoE that likes to, well, just jump onto the next best enemy. Because up there on the podium is Morose and his little gathering of friends, and that is a boss. And once you kill him, all of this trash won't respawn, no matter how often you reset the instance. And yes, I'm being very thoroughly in clearing out all the trash. And now we're running all the way back because we still have some trash to clear out near the Maiden of Virtue. And after we cleaned out all the people of bisexual icon Medivh, we're gonna run back to the entrance of the dungeon, because now we have killed all the trash that is available before you kill one of the first bosses. And once out here, you can do the same thing that I recommended for getting the right rare mob in the servant quarters. You can simply click on reset all instances, and then the whole trash of Karazhan has been returned to the instance. And now I'm gonna do this a few times until I am satisfied with our reputation outcome. And just so I can track it a little bit better, I'm going to put the violet eye as an experience bar so I can track how far I've come. So, see you in a bit. Alrighty, we have made it to almost revered, and now we're just gonna run through all the trash once again, but this time we're also gonna kill the bosses. Honestly, I don't know if I now did too much or too little to make it too exalted, but in any case that's not really an issue, because as you can see, it's really easy to farm reputation in Karazhan. And also, I'm still missing some transmog from the first few bosses here, so it doesn't really matter anyway. And we're gonna start with the Maiden of Virtue, which is also a boss that I think drops my transmog wrists. Of course, she didn't, but I'm pretty sure that she could if she only would want to. Yep. The Braces of Justice are some of the parts that are still missing for my tier 4 of Paladin. And bit by bit and piece by piece, I'm gonna run with you through all the dungeons and raids, because the Paladin is actually one of these classes that I have a lot of transmog for, but not everything. And like you've probably already gathered about me, I like my transmog and I like my collections to be complete. And now that we have killed Morose, we can do the opera event, but first we're gonna run down to midnight, because we won't return after the opera event, because we're gonna go up to the other part of Karazhan. And after we've killed horse and rider and the entirety of the stable, we're gonna go up to the ballroom once again. Also, if you don't want to go outside to sell all your stuff, behind midnight is Korin the blacksmith, and first of all you can sell and repair your items, and also he sells to you 3 different blacksmithing recipes. You only need the violet eye up to Revere to buy all 3 of them, and they have this really cool old ice guard appearance that I'm actually missing myself. Then I'm gonna sell all my stuff here real quick, because we have a lot more treasure in front of us. And now we're gonna talk to Barnes the stage master and gonna tell him that we're definitely not an actor, but we're gonna give it a try and act out whatever play is up for today. And while we're waiting here, I really gotta say, Karazhan is one of my all-time favorite places in World of Warcraft, especially the old one. I don't mind the reworked one from Legion at all. It was a little bit of pain to do it in M+, especially when they brought it back for Shadowlands, but I really like them both times, and I just like it when dungeons are a little bit crazy but still try to tie in with the whole Warcraft feel of it all. And I never really mind to be here and listen to some crazy orchestral music. And if I read that correctly, we're gonna get the Wicked Witch of the East Bro. But first we gotta kill Dorothy and her 3 friends. And there she is. Oh, and we also did something for our Traverse log, which I just finished. And not a day too early. In case you were wondering how bad I wanted that weird duckling pet, yeah, that badly. I never really bothered to finish any of this stuff. Also, can they please stop putting pets at the end rewards for Traverse log finally? Like, yeah, there are pets that are really cool, but in general, I always feel like the Traveler's log and the trading post should be mostly for transmog. And it's okay if they sell you mounts and pets, but maybe don't make a bloody pet the end reward, alright? Especially not if we already had months where we got entire transmog sets, especially such banger as the Bones of the Blood Hunter, which I think is in my forever top 10 of all transmog sets. And I like pets, don't get me wrong, alright? I have hundreds of favorite pets and I almost give all of them names because I'm a very adept Pokemon player. But still, I don't want pets as my monthly reward. And this part just always brings back memories of very chaotic and plus runs at this point. Also, these trash mobs, these arcane anomalies and these little worms are a perfect way to farm motes of mana. So either you need them yourself for profession reasons or you can just sell them for way too much money. And also talking about the weird part of Karazhan, you look upwards, you all of a sudden realize that first of all of this is upside down and it's open at the end to, well, to what exactly? You can't really see the sky. And behind this very, very weird bookshelf, we have our first boss on this different level of Karazhan, and he is hiding back here, and it's Terrestrian Ilhoof. And this guy actually is capable of dropping an illusion for a weapon enchantment. It's the illusion of Soul Frost, but I really like it. It has a really neat, small, detailed frost animation. And now we're zooming onwards to these very badly stealthing shades. What the hell? And we're gonna kill the Shade of Aran, which is, by the way, the dad of Medivh. They didn't really have the best of relationships, let's put it that way. And after ending his torment, we're gonna zoom on. And by the way, I'm probably gonna disappoint you now, but I am not in the mood to do the chess event, mostly because I really suck at it and I don't want to do it right now. But I've already spent so much time in Karazhan now, I think that's fine. Pinky promise at some point I'm gonna do the chess event and all of you guys can delight at my annoyance at it, but today is not that day. Today I'm just here for reputation and some netherwing eggs. Because all the way up here we have nether spite. This guy has a chance to drop 1, 2, 3 netherwing eggs every week. These are the eggs that you hand in with the netherwings in Shadowmoon Valley for reputation purposes. And since that is also on our list, I don't mind having a few extra eggs at all. And now we're gonna clear out the rest of the trash real quick. And then we're gonna be a little snitch and port out of here. And now, since we already spent so much time in Karazhan, we're gonna fly to the next really big raid of the Burning Crusade, which is probably one that is also very known to everyone. We're gonna fly to the Black Temple. Since it's BC week and I promised that we would do all of the BC stuff, it would be a little bit weird if I wouldn't go to the Black Temple. And here we are. Yep, everything in here also gives reputation for another faction, which are the Ash-Tongue Deathsworn, which are the broken that follow Akama. And since we are an absolute Akama stan in this household, I don't mind carrying reputation for these boys at all. But you can also see that not everything in here is a one-shot. Most of the trash mobs are already a two-shot, so probably gonna take me a few more hits than in the other raids and dungeons to kill everything in here, but I think we should still be fine. And now onwards we zoom to the very first boss that I remember back in the day when not everything was a one-shot and you sometimes even still needed other people to farm these old raids. This boss was super annoying because he has an ability which he pins you onto the ground, and unless you have some form of bubble or something like that, you cannot free yourself from that, and that is super annoying. And also I was absolutely lying, my god, how dare I was totally missing transport from here, but now finally I have the Internum shell bracers. How could I have ever lived without them? You know, the least they could do is give us a lot of reputation for our troubles, but of course, nah. Also, I've always loved how insanely ginormous Supremus is. That is some size for a boss, honestly. There is so much trash in this raid. Are there still dragons shooting at us? Oh yeah, they are. How about you come down here? Thank you. And even though we are an Akama stan in this family, I'm gonna not free his shade just yet, because once I do, we cannot attack these Ash-Tongue Battlelords anymore, and I want some extra reputation. Don't tell him. So the first part that we're gonna zoom through is the part where Gorfiend is the end boss, who very famously was the first Death Knight. And before we can even see that pretty boy, we have so much trash to kill. So I think I'm gonna see you in a bit. Oh yeah, and by the way, first of all, I forgot that I have a really handy toy, which is the Fractured Necrolife Skull. And with this one, every hour you can just teleport yourself to the Black Temple. This is a toy you can right now buy from the Time Walking vendor in Shatrat. And all you need for that to work is consuming the soul of a critter, which just means you're gonna one-shot a critter with this toy. And I used this toy quite a lot when I was still farming my blades on my Demon Hunter, so I could get the transmog set of the Glaives of Illidan. And also, I saw someone wondering if my paladin isn't a little bit OP for doing all of these BC raids and dungeons just by myself, and I think that is mostly not due to the class or me being very cool, that is just due to the fact that Blizzard absolutely makes you super OP while leveling. But also, obviously, I've picked up a few of the items that I got in the dungeons, and all of these items have sockets, and also I always enchant all of my account gear, so yeah, definitely I have really good gear for my level. And I think it's actually kind of cool that you can already do so much of this end level content while still being far way off from being end level yourself. Because as you probably have already noticed, I am not super crazy about doing only raids and M+ and all these end level shenanigans. I very much also enjoy all the other stuff that is there in World of Warcraft that Blizzard tends to forget even exists, sadly. But if this game is good for one thing, then for finding your own fun in your own ways. And just like that, all the 3 essences go down. And now onwards to Gurdok Bloodboil and his zooming bone chewer behemoths. Those guys are really tall. Also, look at Illidan and Arthas over there almost smooching. Ain't that cute? And now let's kill another orc. I always really like this model, by the way. I think it looks really cool. Now we're finally gonna free Akama. I'm sorry, baby boo, that it took me so long. Alright, cutie pie. Come on. We're gonna free you. You know, if there was one NPC really worthy of a new model, it's really Agama, but they didn't even give him a new one for Legion when he became part of the auto haul of the Demon Hunters. I mean, I don't mind his old model. I think it looks really cool. I'm just saying, there are a few NPCs in games that get like a million different models every other expansion, and others are out here, you know? Oh yeah! The Den of Mortal Delights has opened because after visiting the other bisexual icon of World of Warcraft, now we're also gonna go there and have some fun. Hello guys and gals, let's party! You know, and Illidan always wondered why Tyrande would not choose him, but his very stable brother with a stable income and cool job. My guy! Do you really think a lady like Tyrande likes what you're doing here? Most ladies that I know don't really vibe with that. You should have probably shown her a little bit of form of commitment, you know? Maybe that would have helped. Just an idea. You know, I farmed this Girdle of the Lightbearer for like, I think 3 runs, and I never saw it once, and now it already dropped for the 4th time since I came here. What the hell? A 5th time? Are you joking? A buyer has been found for your auction of bronze tube. Well, that's what you like to read. And now, onwards to these cuties. Alright, I also didn't need cooldowns for them. Alright, sexy man, let's do it. And now let's play the funny game. Can I get a really weird position to be frozen in? Well, not too shabby, but I've had better. Oh my god, it's my F, guys. Yeah, get him, girl. Hell yeah. Yay. There we go. And we even got a memento of Tyrande for our troubles. And now, once again, we're gonna use the fact that I'm an engineer. Alrighty, and for Tempest Keep, we are joined by my fiance simply because I went in there without her once and instantly the Ashes of Alar dropped a 2nd time. That was really awkward, so just so that never ever happens again, I won't, you know, step close to Kelthas without her. And now we're just gonna murder our way through the instance as a tag team. And even though you don't have to kill all the raid bosses if you're only here for the mount, we're obviously going to do that because, like I said, we're gonna do everything during the BC week. And yes, We're both Retribution Paladins. What you gonna do about it? It's a cool class, okay? Hiya! He's landing! And also, bad news, guys. I've been replaced by my evil twin due to my teleportation device from engineering. Just so you know how the rest of the video is going to go. Such a rude bird, by the way. I have the feeling someone else didn't loot the boss, but... yeah, I just wanted to say she probably has no space in her inventory because, you know, before the dungeon, no one could have possibly just mounted up on a yak. Alright, no matter, we're gonna ignore the order and just attack the boy himself. Well, we're gonna tell him that we're here and now he's gonna tell us a lot about his very troublesome past and then we're gonna kill the boy. I think he has many weapons in his arsenal. Oh yeah, legendaries. That is what a stable person would say. Oh damn, he broke the ceiling, guys. He means it. And now, boom. That doesn't look very ashen to me. I'm glad you came along for absolutely nothing. And that was Tempest Keep. Now we're gonna say goodbye and be out of here because we have a few more raids to do. Alrighty, and now we're gonna fly into our next destination, which is Gruul's Lair. And unlike all the other raids we've done so far, especially the first two, this one is a really short one because this has 2 bosses in total and they are, well, it's just a lair, so there is not that much space to begin with. And we literally just have to kill High King Mulgar and his little gathering of cutie pies. And then we're already at Gruul. So let's quickly steal his belongings and then be on our way to the end boss of the raid. And there is the man of the show, Gruul, the dragon killer himself. And we're gonna put a quick end to him. Boom. And here we got the first item that we need for the Crudgel of Kardash. Now, I kind of forgot about Nightbane and the fact that I wanted to look that up before we go into Karazhan. Honestly, before the Earthen Signet just dropped, I completely forgot that I accepted that quest. So I'm gonna quickly Google this, because I'm at a loss. I have no idea. Alrighty, so apparently there should be an urn here that I can click and still summon Nightbane. So I'm gonna check that out real quick. I mean, the door is open, so yay to that. Now let's look for this urn. Oh, I mean, there is the urn. Aha! I had no idea. Oh wow, he even has his new model, no? Yeah, I've read about his flight phases. None too shabby. Ain't that nice? Alright. The more you know, I didn't even know that you can still summon Nightbane. Well then, we're done with this quest and we are at our next destination, which obviously finally is the Serpent Shrine that I've been talking about since the last episode. And now that we have acquired the quest, the Vials of Eternity, we also need to kill Lady Vash. So we're gonna be on our way to her, which involves getting on this very, very deadly elevator, one of the many deadly elevators in World of Warcraft. And down here we can already see the massive pumps that the Naga are using to drain all of Outlands of its water resources, which is their main villain arc. Because unlike their counterparts in Warcraft, Lady Vash and Prince Kalthas kinda overtook most of the evil things or the evil active parts for Illidan in the Burning Crusade, which is kinda funny, almost like they already knew that they would want to bring him back as a hero in one of the later expansions, which only led me to liking Prince Kalthas and Lady Vash a lot more than Illidan, since Illidan barely even is there in the Burning Crusade. Like, yeah, he's the end boss of the Black Temple, and there is like one quest in Shadowmoon Valley where you actually hear him speak. But apart from that, you never really see him at all. And they realized that that wasn't the smartest thing to do with your main villain of an expansion, and that's why you see Arthas as the Lich King basically everywhere in Wrath of the Lich King, and that's also why he is so very present, which obviously made for a really cool villain that you absolutely understand is the villain of the expansion. And now we're gonna walk through this raid, and we're gonna quickly summon the secret boss that is not so very secret, which is the lurker below. And for this you just need to know how to fish. And after some time you will also get the achievement, the lurker below. And here is the sexy beast. Now we're gonna kill this beauty. And now onwards to the next boss. And the next boss that is on our list is Leothras the Blind, who has a sexy demon inside of him, just like any good citizen demon hunter has. And he has absolutely not dropped us any of the stuff that we wanted. And also, is this his little chill out place? Like, if he's not being controlled by a few broken? Because in that case, damn, that looks cozy. I love the strategically placed Blood Elf weapons, just so you know that this is Blood Elf turf. And just around this corner is already the next boss who just farted at us. Beautiful. Love that animation. And we quickly gonna end his life before he's gonna do that again. And he's also not going to drop us what we want. Hell yeah. This run is just getting better and better. And now with all the other bosses defeated, we're gonna use this Lady Vash bridge console and witness this very cool animation that is giving us a bridge while we're running over nothingness. I always like that you can just cross the bridge already even if the bridge isn't there. Take notes, Firelands. And now I think we're gonna be a little bit in a world of pain because we won't be able to one-shot Lady Vash. And the thing is, nowadays obviously you can, but as soon as you're not capable of one-shotting this lady, she usually does all of her fighting phases. Yep, and now we've done it. Oh man, yeah. Now she has her magic barrier up, and now we're gonna have to do the entire boss fight. And for that one, we need to kill all of these enchanted elementals, and we need to wait for the tainted ones so we can disable her barrier. Yes, yes. Old boss fights are truly a bliss. And there we're gonna get shot at by the very first tainted elemental. That's gonna give us our first core. Yay, thank you very much. And now we're waiting for the next elemental to spit at us. Come on, guys. You know you want it. There, I see the green ball of freedom. Oh yeah, giant Lady Vash, come here. There we go. Hell yeah. Ooh, new hands. Well, don't mind if I do. And with Lady Vash just disappearing like that, I'd say we're gonna do the same. And just like that, we are back in the Caverns of Time and have just handed in our quest. And now we're gonna also do one of the first ring quests, because those, every time you hand them in, also give you some reputation. And now, our second to last raid that we still have on our list is the Battle for Mount Hyjal. And for this one, we are going to, once again, travel back in time. And this time, we are going to stand against Akimond with Jaina, Thrall, and Tyrande. And first, we're gonna tell Sexy Lady that we're absolutely ready to help her, not getting run over by the Scourge. And don't you worry, this very first wave never gives you any reputation. I'm not quite sure why that is the case, but it just is. But every other one that is coming our way is going to give us some numbers for the Scale of the Sands, which is the reputation that you get in the Battle for Mount Hyjal. And this is a raid that tends to be a little bit annoying because this raid is entirely based around the mechanic of waves of enemies. And these waves now look very easy to do because, well, they're just enemies running at you and letting you kill them. And oh, this guy actually needs a few more hits, huh? But sadly, not every wave in this dungeon is as nice as the Scourge ones, but more about that later. First of all, we're gonna run back to Lady Jaina Proudmoore and tell her that once again we are standing at her side. And in case you're wondering, yes, this is a different Hawkstrider than the ones I have been showing off so far. And this one is from the Sun Reavers themselves, once again, you already guessed it, from the Burning Crusade tournament in Wrath of the Lich King. And this one is the pendant to the Alliance Unicorn that you get over there from the Silver Covenant. And now we're gonna speak again to Jaina and tell her that she is free to leave this place and we're gonna take care of it. And that's exactly what we're gonna do, because you might now just leave and go to the next part of the raid, which we will also do. But if you're here for reputation, then once you've sent Jaina and all her people away, you should definitely go up to this point and wait a little bit. Because while Girly Pop is casting her mass teleportation spell, there is already an armada of Scourge coming our way. As you can see, all of these mobs also give you reputation. And once you've done with that wave, you can go on your merry way without feeling bad about it. But down here we have some burning villages and some gargoyles doing the burning, however they're doing that. And if you have spells that can reach up that high, then you can also kill these guys for 18 reputation each. But maybe we can also get a little bit creative. Right, we get this guy. Do we get that guy? I have my doubts. Oh, cool. Alright. He's already in fight with us. Oh mama. Well, this ain't good. Hiya. Nice. Alright. Convenient. And now we have arrived at the Horde encampment, and here we're gonna talk to Cool Thrall. And now we're gonna do the anime waves over here. And the first one is still gonna be nice to us because it's gonna be a Scourge only invasion. The problem is going to start after this wave because you probably have already guessed it. This is not gonna stay this nicely connected to the ground. No. First of all, not all of our enemies are going to come from this side. They're also gonna come from the sky. And this is where it's gonna get a little bit of timely investive because, well, you can already see the gargoyles on the horizon. Also, these gargoyles have the tendency to get stuck somewhere in the village, and as long as you haven't killed every enemy from a wave, the next wave will not appear. And gargoyles stuck in buildings or stuck in fight with a peon at the edge of the village are so freaking annoying, you have no idea. And I'm gonna say we're gonna see each other at the next boss. Scourge Wave, my beloved. And there comes Khazrogal, which, by the way, I think is one of the demons that is also present for the final fight before you attack Archimond in the Hellfire Citadel version on Draenor. And now we're gonna talk to Thrall, and now we're gonna start the next waves, which are even worse than the ones we already did, because now we're also gonna get infernals that rain from the sky and fall down all over the village. And this part of the raid is mostly just you running from A to B to Z to A again to catch all the enemies before they kill any of the NPCs. And we're gonna see each other again when I'm facing Asgalor. And there he is! Hello, pretty boy with the burning head. Did we get our hand token by any chance? Of course we didn't. And now we're gonna tell Thrall that he can kindly piss off. And we're gonna do the same thing that we did in the Alliance camp, and we're gonna stand our ground and wait for the extra waves to arrive, because yep, also those guys have another wave for us to kill for reputation. And there we have the big bad boy Archimond. And just in case, I got my Tears of the Goddess from Tyrande. And in just a second, all these ancient wisps are going to be the end of our pretty Erida prince. And boom, just like that, 2250 reputation more on our little reputation bar. None too shabby. And of course, our final raid of the TBC week is the Sunwell. And here we have our first boss. It is Mind Control Caligos. Oh no! And since Caligos is a lame dragon, he can't even take care of his own bullshit, so we're gonna give him a little help. There you go, my man. Now you're free of the corruption. Alright, my guy. Open up. Thank you. Sadly, good old Madragosa couldn't take down Brutalos, but we have wings, so I think we should make it. Boom. And now we're gonna wait for the Death Scar to do its thing and turn Madragosa into an undead dragon. And with some nice Scourge sound, Felmist has arrived, or rather risen from Madragosa's decaying body, and that, we're gonna bring another end to this poor dragon lady. Kapow. And now we're gonna wait for Caligus to open this little chasm of fire. Thank you. And here are the two sexy Eridar ladies that used to be the only Eridar in game that weren't some big dudes. And they somehow still look cooler than the ones we can have in game. Don't ask me how that makes sense. Just Blizzard things, I guess. And yes, you can pass by these ginormous Cataclysm Hounds. They don't look the part, but they for some reason have a teeny tiny aggro range. Hello, Maru. You're in the mood to give me transmog today? Yeah. Doesn't look too good, guys, but no problem. There's always the next week. Well, then I guess we will just have to make do with killing Kil'jaeden. Come out, pretty man. I mean, to be fair, Kil'jaeden is in general one of my favorite ones. Alrighty, and while he's getting sucked back from where he came from, we're actually gonna escape this very loud place real quick. And now, before I'm gonna end this episode, I'm gonna be a real one and give you a quick guide on how to handle the tier set of the Sunwell, because for some classes it's a little bit more complicated than for others. So, if you see items in your collection for your tier set for the Sunwell that you cannot find in the Dungeon Finder, then that is because you need to come on top of this ship, which is also located on the Isle of Keldanas. And here, by Irma, you can see some items that you can exchange with a Sun Mode and another piece of equipment. Now, for the Paladin, this is not the case, but I know, for example, that it is the case for the Mage, which needs to gather a few cloth items from the Sunwell itself and then hand them in here with a Sun Mode together to get the actual appearance that belongs to your tier set. And this is how it goes. And if you're unsure which item to gather, you should always come to this NPC, check with her which item she needs so you can exchange the item for your appearance collection and then hand that one to her. So you cannot just, look into your appearance tab and sell anything that you already own appearance-wise, because maybe that is exactly the one you need to finish your tier set. And now another very long video comes to an end. I think this is probably the last one of these very, very long videos for a while, but I simply could not really decide when to cut it in half and if I should even do that with the dungeons and the raids. So I just thought, whatever, I'm gonna do one episode for the dungeons and one for the raids. If you like these longer videos, please tell me in the comments, or if you rather prefer the shorter ones. I am indecisive about that myself. In any case, I hope that you had fun going through all of these old raids together with me, and maybe you also learned a thing or two about reputation grind during the TBC week, which is my favorite time walking week of them all. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and a comment. It helps and I appreciate it so much. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe also do that. In any case, I hope that I'm gonna see you in the next video. And until then, bye bye!